For the test, I'm leaving the client's house. What we need to do is first put on our seatbelt. So always put on your seatbelt. We did the walk around to make sure the car was good. Then I've had the mirrors adjusted the center mirror, side mirrors. This has a push to start, so I have to put my foot on the brake. And I'm checking the gauges to make sure everything is good. I've just started up the vehicle. Good. Our fuel's at about a half a tank. You always want to look. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in reverse. You see me looking as I back up. If you can't see, roll down your windows. I'm going to reverse out right. If I turn my wheels to the right, the rear will go to the right. The front will swing out to the left. So I'm looking, checking. Then I turn hand over hand, making sure I clear. Then I'm going to give you a front view. Then I want to turn on the wipers. Now I'm going to proceed. See a car coming, so I'm not going to assume. I'm just going to go slow through. Neighborhoods are the most dangerous place, so you always want to be aware of what's going on. So I'm going to come up, and then I stop at the intersection. Then I look left and right. Then I'm waiting for traffic to go into the road. I'm moving forward. And I'm going to go into the middle turn lane and wait. The location I'm at, you can do this, but you have to stop and wait. And it's going to be a moment because there's just a lot of traffic. So I'm just going to wait. Then I'll go right into the first lane. You won't be told to wait. They expect you to know what to do and how to do it. And then you want to see the rear of the tires on the ground. If you just joined in, so we're talking about what you need to do to prepare for your test. If you're out with me right now, we're in traffic. We got our car started. Just keep a little space. We have fuel. The car is starting to warm up. And they may have you go into a private drive. In real life, you'll have to get gas. You'll have to maybe get breakfast. So these are things you need to do. So I'm here waiting. And the clients do ask, hey, can I go through a drive-through? I don't know how to do this. Can I go through a car wash? I don't know how to do this. So I always want to show people what to do to make them independent.
Welcome back. Will you be using the mobile app today?
Good morning. I need a number 2 large with the French vanilla iced coffee, and that's it.
$8.90.
And then you want to gradually turn the wheel. I've never had a client hit the curb, but there's always the first. So you want to be careful. And you want to look straight ahead. The yellow pole is there for a reason. What's up, brother?
What's up? How's it going?
Thank you. Courtesy is the most important thing. Then I'm gradually coming up, just covering the brake. Good morning, how are you? Thank you. Pedestrians are the most vulnerable, so if I wasn't paying attention, I could easily run her over. But I don't want to do that. So, we're coming up from a private drive. This is a great view. You have to look left and right. I have a gap. Then I'm going to proceed. Go into the nearest lane. I always tell my clients this. Keep your turn as short as possible. It's early morning, Eastern Standard Time, 7:16 a.m. I'm going to get over one lane to the right, so I'm going to change lanes and gradually. This is an outside front view today. And then I want to stay in this lane because I have to make a right, then a left-hand turnaround. Certain states you can't just make a left at the intersection, so it varies from state to state. You want to see the rear of the tires on the ground. If you can't see the rear of the tires, then you're too close. We tell people this because if I got rear-ended, I will have one collision. I will be pushed into this vehicle. So keep space in case people break down. And then you can drive around them. We're at 0 speed. The temperature's almost at half, which is normal. Our petrol is at a little less than half a tank. Excuse me. And we're about 680 RPM, so the idle's a little bit low. So when I turn, I'm going to be in the second lane to the right. And then I turned. This is a double left-hand turnaround, so I want to be in the outside lane. Another tip, go into the curve slow. A lot of clients go too fast, and we end up on the curb or hitting signs. And now I'm going to go right into the appropriate lane, and I'm in. What a beautiful sunrise. If I was taking my test in 2023, I would take it early in the morning. People are happy, they got their coffee, they're fresh. The longer you wait, people get tired, a little bit irritable. I think this vehicle has a 10-speed transmission. It's very torquey. It's got a lot of power, so every vehicle's a little bit different. And a nice clean light. So they were speeding, they cut me off. That's typical of what you see. And they chose not to be behind us, so it is what it is. We have the driver's ed sign on the car, so I do understand, but that's what people will do. They'll just cut you off. And then here's a ramp. So I want to start accelerating midway down the ramp. I'm at 39, 45, 53. And then I'm just holding about 65 miles an hour. I'm going to wait till the line's broken because I can use my momentum. And that's a pretty good merge. That's what they're expecting you to do, a decent merge. And we're going to start in the first lane. Take our time. And I'm going to make a lane change. Outside view today. Blinkers on, look over my shoulder. If you notice, the car is really smooth. We're not all over the road. Taking my time. And that's what the instructor, the tester, the examiner wants you to do. I'm lifting my foot because they just cut in front. You can see what's going on. I'm trying to keep a distance without tailgating. I have choices. If I go to the right lane, they're moving slower. If I stay in the middle, I'm pretty smooth. If I want to go faster, I can go to the left. So right now, I'm just going to stay in the middle lane. It's nice and smooth. I got over, so I feel a little bit better, have a little room to breathe. But you can see the blue car to the right really starting to pick up, and they're going to have to cut other cars off. So I'm talking to you from a perspective of defensive driving. And all this information can help you if you have less than 10 years of experience. An intermediate has about 5. A master or experienced person has about 10 years. So I'm okay at this speed. I'm keeping space. And I'm using my mirrors to make sure I'm centered, which you can see left and right. Change to the left, and you heard the blinkers, about 3 to 5 blinks. I'm in, and now in certain states you can't drive in this left lane because it's the HOV lane. We don't have this. California has the HOV lane. Occupancy vehicle, so they want more than one person in the vehicle. If you're just joining, we're talking about what you need to do to pass your test, what you want me to tell from an examiner point of view. We're driving at rush hour in a metro area, so I'm trying to keep space in the front view. I'm looking past this white vehicle to keep space. I call it have good speed, have good space, and a smile. So I'm looking ahead as far as I can to make sure traffic is moving, there's no debris. Semi-truck tire has blown up. Debris on the road that could puncture our tires. I'm lifting my foot around the curve because centrifugal force will make us hit the wall. And if you look at the wall, you'll see a lot of marks on it. That was a range. So you never know what's on the road with the debris. This front view really gives you a good perspective of how you need to hold the wheel. I'm not squeezing, but I'm holding really gently. And I just lifted my foot so I don't tailgate. If you look at my distance compared to the others, I have about a car length more. It's a car length for every 10 miles an hour. Thank you for, so our steering wheel's on the left side. In other countries, the UK, Australia, the steering wheel is on the right, and I drive on the left. So I'm lifting my foot because I see brake lights. I'm looking through the windshield of this white car ahead of me. So what does this mean? You need to be a defensive driver. Once you start driving, you're going to be an offensive driver. You're just trying to keep it in the lane and stay safe. When I teach you and you look at my content, I'm coming from a defensive mindset to help you stay safe. So I lifted my foot and I'm just cruising around the curve, and I see brake lights on 3, 4, 5 car lengths ahead. So now you should see all these brake lights popping on. And if you see them too late, then you're going to rear end someone. This is typical traffic. See how they just cut over like that? So now I'm going to keep space. I'm lifting my foot. A lot of you who are watching this will probably say, man, just go faster. No, because I'll end up seeing a slowdown right now. I'm squeezing my brakes really easy. I have a client yesterday who hit the brakes really hard. We almost got rear-ended. Don't hit your brakes real hard. Never slam brakes. We're at 24 miles an excuse me, we're at 24 miles an hour and the speed limit's 70. So I'm just taking my time. Keeping space, good speed, good space, and a smile. Timing is important. You will be on the expressway with an examiner, and it depends on if you're in Quebec, Montreal, Atlanta, Georgia, Texas, Detroit, Michigan, Los Angeles, California. It just depends on where you are. I'm going smooth again. We're at 55. So we went from 27 to 55 in a blink of an eye. I try to tell my students to stay in one lane and just stay smooth. You don't want to be an erratic lane changer. That's a person who switches lanes multiple times. It puts the whole community, the driving community, in danger. I'm lifting my foot again because I see a lot of brake lights popping on. So it looks like this vehicle ahead of me is just tailgating. And I'm scanning left, middle, and right. The person in this vehicle to my right didn't use their blinkers, just came over. So I'm squeezing my brake again. Just taking my time. We're at 38, and you can see stop and go all the time. From a defensive mindset, I'm trying to be smooth and predictable. Once you see this, you need to try to become more predictable, and this comes with driving in some of this type of traffic, but not to where you get fatigued or you have anxiety, because this type of traffic, if you're late, if you're tired, if you're angry, can set off road rage. So I'm just trying to stay smooth, keep space, because if you rear end someone, you will be at fault, and then your car will be smashed, and there's a parts shortage across the country. I'm at 63, it's 70, so I'm just taking my time, not trying to really be on top of cars at all. If you go with the flow, usually you're okay, but if you have cars that are extremely slow, you're going to have people tailgating you. If you have cars that are extremely fast, you're going to be in danger and be really on top of cars. So you want to choose what you feel safe with. And because I'm an instructor, I would say choose the middle. It's safer, you get better fuel mileage, you arrive alive. I'm lifting my foot, and if you've noticed this red car, they keep tapping brakes. Well, the gray car, they keep tapping brakes and tapping brakes. So they're on top of vehicles, and I'm trying to stay smooth and use my foot. If I get close, I lift my foot. If I need to increase and speed up a little bit, I just push. I'm using the ball of my foot. I had a client yesterday who just was not using the throttle appropriately. I wanted them to accelerate. The car moved very slow. Use the ball of your foot. That lane change is okay. 4 to 5 blinks. And I'm just trying to stay smooth. If I sped up real fast, I would be on top of cars. So I don't want to do that. Now I'm lifting my foot and trying to stay consistent. Consistency is the most important thing, because your examiner, your tester, your instructor will look for you to have great speed control. And you can see that I'm pretty smooth right now. I'm not aggressively tailgating this vehicle, because that's going to put me in danger. And all of a sudden you will have a huge backup, so I don't want to do that. I'm losing a little following distance, so I'm just lifting my foot again. I'm looking ahead, 5 or 7 cars. What is traffic doing? Are they moving? Are they tapping brakes? To the flow, F-L-O-W. So now if you hit brakes hard, you will get hit from behind. If you squeeze, and I always say squeeze, I never tell my clients and students to hit the brake, because if you say this, people will do what you tell them. And I always tell students to squeeze the brake so we can slow down gradually. The type of words you use are important, so if your instructor or your examiner says something you're not used to, ask them to repeat it. Whoa, there was some debris in the road. Man, they came over. Woo! If I would have changed lanes, that truck would have hit me in the middle lane. And they didn't use the blinker. I was thinking about changing lanes. It's okay to make a lane change on the curve, you just have to be careful. So I'm getting over one. You see all the brake lights popping up on right? So I'm squeezing my brake really easy. And I'm anticipating cars cutting off. And you can see how the flow just slows down. I'm lifting my foot because we're coming up real fast on this vehicle. And you'll see a car merging out from the right. So I'm being more predictable. Being predictable will keep you safer. This car is trying to get over, but it's not me. Sometimes you won't get over, so no one is letting this driver over. And we're at about 46, so the flow is literally, we're almost going to a crawl again. So I'm just trying to keep good distance. I have to get over one lane to the right. You heard the blinker on, and then I'm squeezing my brakes. If I hit them hard, I'll get hit from behind. So I'm just literally just laying my foot on my brake and just squeezing it real easy. A lot of beginners also hug the right lane. We're not trying to hug the right lane right now. Most metro areas, Montreal, downtown Atlanta, Georgia, Metro Detroit, you just have to be careful. Normally we have the move over law, but I'm stuck in the lane and I'm looking for debris. We see law enforcement. Did someone break down? Was there an accident? What happened? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead hear my blinker on. Signal early, signal often. A lot of clients stop on the ramp. The stop sign is actually for the service drive, so don't get confused. I want to see the rear of the tires. And then I'm good. I have to, I will show you. Seeing is believing. So I'm here instructing you on what you need to do. Be predictable. Keep space. Take your time. And then this is a crossover we have to go over. So it actually takes you over the ramp, over the bridge. And then we have a stop sign. This could be failure if you don't stop at the stop sign. And I want to come to a complete stop. Whoa, they could have hit me. They didn't have their blinker on. Dang, that was dangerous. Because I'm looking for a blinker. So that was a teachable moment. Look for your blinkers, your stop signs, your yield signs. I'm at 28, the speed limit here is 30, so this is a great change of pace. And we have a warning sign up here in the school zone, so I don't even think this car is going to stop. See how they cut me off? No blinker, and then they rolled the stop sign. You did that, that would be failure. I'm going to complete stop for 3 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003. You do this, you'll pass. Do the right thing. If this is helpful, subscribe, follow, give it a thumbs up.